When the bomb exploded and everyone panicked, yoga instructor Lisa sat calmly in lotus position. While soldiers thought, is she still meditating? Lisa was actually mentally calculating the positions of 12 enemy snipers. This story begins at Camp Pendleton, California. The largest Marine Corps base in the United States and headquarters for elite military units. This is where the world's toughest warriors train and prepare for combat. But Camp Pendleton had a very strange sight. Every morning at 6 a.m., yoga classes in the small garden next to the main training area. And the person teaching these classes was Sergeant Lisa Chen, 29, petite, always smiling, and radiating an aura of complete peace. Lisa worked as a wellness coordinator for the Marine Corps. She was responsible for soldiers' mental health, stress management, and physical conditioning programs. Every day she taught soldiers yoga, meditation, and mindfulness techniques. However, the male soldiers never took this seriously. "Look at that yoga lady," Corporal Jake Morrison would say, "like she's gonna stop bullets by chanting Om on the battlefield. Zen philosophy?" Staff Sergeant Tony Rodriguez would mock. "What's she gonna do when the enemy comes? Show them lotus position." Lisa would hear these comments but never react. She'd just maintain that mesmerizing peaceful smile and continue with her breathing techniques and meditation lessons. But there was a truth about Lisa's past that nobody knew. 3 years ago, Sergeant Lisa Chen was actually one of the deadliest female instructors in the Navy SEAL Black Operations Unit. Call sign, Lotus. 47 confirmed kills, 23 high-risk rescue missions, 8 years of active combat experience. Lisa had developed specialized training techniques, a hybrid fighting system that combined ancient martial arts with modern combat techniques. Yoga positions were actually killing positions. Breathing techniques were designed for enhanced focus and reaction time. But she had developed PTSD during a mission. Command had given her a choice, medical discharge or a non-combat role. Lisa had chosen the second option. Until that Tuesday morning. Lisa was teaching her usual yoga class. 15 soldiers were trying to do tree pose on their mats. Most were wobbling, falling, laughing. "Breathe," Lisa said in her peaceful voice. "Calm your minds. Increase your awareness." Sergeant Chen, Private Wilson mocked, "How are we gonna use these techniques in real combat?" Lisa smiled. "Wilson, a true warrior draws strength from inner peace. Panic is your greatest enemy." At that moment, an explosion sounded in the distance. Boom. Then a second explosion. Boom. The base alarm system began blaring, code red. Code red. Base under attack. If you love stories where Zen philosophy meets combat arts and unexpected identities are revealed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. What does Lisa's yoga class really mean? How can someone so peaceful be deadly? Share your theories in the comments below and don't forget to like this video, it helps us bring you more surprise-filled stories like this. When the soldiers heard the alarms, they immediately sprang into action. They dropped their yoga mats and started running. "Everyone to defensive positions," Corporal Morrison shouted. But Lisa Chen sat calmly in lotus position. Eyes closed, breathing steady. "Chen! What are you doing?" Staff Sergeant Rodriguez yelled. "We're under attack." Lisa didn't open her eyes. She just took a deep breath. "I'm meditating," she said in a calm voice. The soldiers couldn't believe it. The base was under attack and the yoga instructor was still sitting in lotus position. "This woman has completely lost it," Private Wilson said. "Does she think she's Buddha or something?" But Lisa was actually doing something very different. With her eyes closed, she was analyzing all sensory information. First explosion, southeast, 800 meters. RPG launcher. Second explosion, north entrance, 600 meters. Second team. Wind direction, southwest, 15 miles per hour. Enemy positions, 12 different locations. A 3D tactical map was forming in Lisa's mind. Thanks to her 8 years of SEAL training, she could completely map the battlefield through sound analysis alone. Third explosion. Lisa's eyes opened. She was now a completely different person. "Wilson," she said in a cold command voice. "2 hostiles in the northeast sniper tower. Rodriguez, 4 tangos with heavy weapons at the main gate. Morrison, perimeter breach at section 7. The soldiers stared at Lisa in shock. How do you know?" Rodriguez asked. Lisa stood up. She transitioned from Lotus position to warrior stance. Her entire posture had changed. "Because I was conducting tactical analysis. While you were panicking, I was mapping the battlefield." At that moment, Lisa underwent a metamorphosis. The peaceful yoga instructor vanished. In her place stood Navy SEAL instructor Lotus. "Everyone listen," Lisa said, her voice now carrying commander authority. "This is a coordinated attack. They're coming from 3 directions. We have 12 minutes before reinforcements arrive." "Lisa, what are you talking about?" Morrison asked fearfully. "Not Sergeant Chen. Call sign Lotus. Navy SEAL Black Ops. And now I'm taking command." Lisa lifted her yoga mat. Underneath was a hidden compartment. She pulled out a combat knife, tactical communicator, and C4 explosives. "Impossible," Rodriguez said. "You're a wellness coordinator." "No. I was undercover. Assigned to a non-combat role for PTSD treatment. But now my Marines are in danger." Lisa opened the communicator. "Command, this is Lotus. I'm active again." The voice on the other end, "Lotus? You're dead." "Negative. I'm at Camp Pendleton. Coordinated attack underway. Request immediate backup." "Lotus, you've been MIA for 3 years. Explanations later. Defensive action required now." Lisa turned to her soldiers. She was now completely different. "Wilson, 2 snipers northeast. You'll create a distraction. Morrison, hold the main gate. Rodriguez, seal the perimeter breach." "But Lisa, we're just yoga students," Wilson said. "Wrong. You're Marines. And I didn't just teach you yoga. I also taught you combat breathing, tactical awareness, and precision movement. You just didn't realize it." Lisa was right. The soldiers who had been taking yoga classes for 3 months had unknowingly been receiving combat training. Tree pose. Balance and stability under pressure. Warrior pose. Combat stance and core strength. Breathing exercises. Stress control and enhanced focus. The soldiers began to understand. Lisa's yoga classes had actually been combat training. "Now," Lisa said while putting on her tactical gear, "I'll neutralize the snipers. You maintain defensive positions." "You're going alone?" Rodriguez asked. Lisa smiled. For the first time in 3 years, a genuine smile. "Rodriguez, I'm Lotus. Single operator missions are my specialty." Lisa moved toward the northeast sniper tower. But not in a normal running style. She used shadow movement techniques. Fluid motions learned from yoga. The first sniper didn't even see her. Lisa transitioned from tree pose to direct attack position. Silent takedown with combat knife. The second sniper spotted Lisa, but too late. Lisa used throwing knife technique from Warrior 3 pose. Perfect hit. 2 tangos neutralized, she said into her communicator. At the main gate, Rodriguez was amazed. "How is this woman so fast?" Lisa's voice came through. "Rodriguez, yoga flexibility plus martial arts precision. Deadly combination. 4 enemies at the main gate were attacking the base with heavy weapons. Lisa approached them from behind. First enemy, neck break from crow pose. Second enemy, leg sweep takedown from downward dog. Third enemy, knife throw from cobra pose. The fourth enemy saw Lisa and aimed his automatic weapon at her. Lisa duck. Morrison shouted. But Lisa didn't duck. She went into child's pose. The bullets passed over her head. Then she used an explosive roll to get behind the enemy and applied a silent chokehold. "For tangos down," Lisa said in a cold voice. There were 6 more enemies at the perimeter breach. Lisa had identified their location during meditation. Wilson, Morrison, Rodriguez. Formation Alpha. I'm attacking from center. Lisa, 6 against 4 is too risky, Rodriguez said. Wrong calculation. 6 against 1. You're just backup. Lisa approached the enemy position. But she didn't attack. Instead, she went into meditation pose. What is Lisa doing? Wilson asked. Lisa's voice came over the radio, mental mapping. Enemy positions, movement patterns, weapon types. Everything. After 30 seconds, Lisa began her attack. Fluid movements like a yoga sequence. Sprint start from mountain pose, first target elimination in warrior pose, knife throw to second target in triangle pose, third target grappling in eagle pose, fourth target disarm in dancer pose, final 2 targets coordination in lotus pose, 6 enemies neutralized in 90 seconds. When the attack ended, Colonel Marcus Webb arrived at the base. Webb was Lisa's former commanding officer. Lotus, Webb said when he saw Lisa. After 3 years. Colonel Webb. Mission accomplished. What are you doing here? We declared you MIA. I was assigned for PTSD treatment. I was undercover as a wellness coordinator. Webb looked around. 12 neutralized enemies, 0 friendly casualties. Solo operation. Negative. Team leadership. But primary engagement was personal. Morrison, Rodriguez, and Wilson approached. "Sir," Morrison said. "Sergeant Chen. I mean Lotus, she saved our lives." And, Rodriguez added, while teaching us yoga, she was actually giving us combat training. Webb smiled. Typical Lotus. Her yoga classes were always tactical training. That evening, Lisa explained everything to the entire base. "Marines, I lied to you for 3 years. I'm not a wellness coordinator. I'm Instructor Lotus from Navy SEAL Black Operations Unit." Everyone listened in silence. I was assigned to a non-combat role for PTSD treatment. But my yoga classes were actually tactical training. Wilson raised his hand. "Sergeant. I mean Lotus, was yoga really combat technique?" Yoga is an ancient warrior discipline. Perfect combination with modern combat. Tree pose is balance training, warrior poses are combat stances, breathing exercises are stress control and enhanced awareness. Morrison asked, "Why didn't you tell us?" "Because I needed to maintain cover as an injured warrior with PTSD. And honestly, I enjoyed being a peaceful yoga instructor." Rodriguez, what happens now? Lisa thought. I don't know. There's a choice, return to active duty or continue being a yoga instructor. The next day, Colonel Webb made Lisa a special offer. "Lotus, I have a unique proposition for you." "I'm listening, sir." "We're starting a new program, Mindful Warrior Initiative. Fusion of yoga and combat training. You'll be the head instructor." Lisa's eyes lit up. Mindful Warrior. Exactly. Traditional combat training plus mindfulness, meditation, and tactical yoga. New generation warrior training. Interesting. But what about my PTSD? That's exactly why you're perfect. You understand both sides, combat stress and the healing process. Lisa smiled. I accept the mission, sir. 3 months later, Lisa's Mindful Warrior program was implemented throughout the Marine Corps. Every morning at 6 a.m., yoga. But now nobody was making fun of it. Because they knew this yoga was deadly combat training. Today's lesson, Lisa told her new class. Warrior 3 pose. Not just a balance exercise. It's a single-leg combat stance for close quarters combat. The new students listened carefully. Remember, a true warrior combines inner peace with outer strength. Meditation sharpens your tactical mind. Breathing control improves your accuracy. Private Davis asked, Instructor Lotus, does yoga work on a real battlefield? Lisa smiled. Davis, 3 weeks ago I neutralized 12 enemy soldiers using yoga techniques. What do you think? The class was impressed. 6 months later, Lisa gave a presentation at the Pentagon. Generals, the Mindful Warrior program results are extraordinary. The PowerPoint slide showed statistics, combat effectiveness, 40% increase. Stress-related incidents, 60% decrease. PTSD recovery rates, 80% improvement. Mission success rates, 35% increase. How is this possible? General Harrison asked. Sir, traditional combat training is only physical preparation. Mindful Warrior is a whole-person approach, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical integration. Examples. Meditation improves tactical decision-making under pressure. Yoga enhances flexibility for confined space operations. Breathing techniques reduce panic in hostile situations. General Morrison, cost analysis. Sir, program implementation cost is minimal. Results are maximum. ROI is exceptional. The Pentagon generals were impressed. The Mindful Warrior program gained international attention. NATO allies invited Lisa to provide training. British SAS, Instructor Lotus, we want to implement your program. German KSK, your yoga combat techniques are revolutionary. French GIGN, can you train our special forces? Lisa traveled worldwide, teaching elite units Mindful Warrior techniques. But she always returned to Camp Pendleton. Because that was her home. Morrison, Rodriguez, and Wilson had become elite squad leaders. Thanks to Lisa's training, they had completed multiple successful missions. Instructor Lotus, Morrison said on a video call. We were surrounded in Afghanistan. But I used your breathing technique. I stayed calm and made an extraction plan. Rodriguez, in Iraq, during a hostage rescue mission, yoga flexibility allowed me to enter through an impossible entrance point. Wilson. In Syria, during a 48-hour surveillance mission, meditation techniques provided mental endurance. Lisa was proud. Her students had learned not just combat skills, but life skills. 3 years later, Lisa had found perfect balance. Morning yoga instructor, afternoon tactical training instructor, evening therapy sessions with PTSD veterans. Lisa, said Dr. Peterson, the base psychiatrist. Your PTSD symptoms have completely resolved. Really? Yes. Mindful Warrior practice healed you. And simultaneously, you're healing others. Lisa understood. The best healing was helping others. 5 years later, Lisa's program had become standard across all U.S. military branches. The new generation of soldiers was different, physically strong, mentally resilient, emotionally balanced. Instructor Lotus, said new student Corporal Zhang. My grandfather is a Vietnam veteran. He says soldiers used to be very different. How so? Tough outside, broken inside. But we're different. Strong outside, peaceful inside. Lisa smiled. This was exactly the intended outcome. 10 years later, Lisa had become a colonel. She was director of the Mindful Warrior Academy. Every year at the Pentagon, the Lotus Award was given for innovation in military training. But Lisa's greatest pride was different. PTSD rates decreased by 70%, military suicide rates decreased by 80%. General Webb, Lisa said at her retirement ceremony. Mission truly accomplished. Lotus, you single-handedly changed military culture. No sir. I simply integrated ancient wisdom with modern needs. After retiring, Lisa opened a civilian yoga studio. But it was a special studio, veterans-only classes. Every morning at 6 a.m., just like at Camp Pendleton, yoga class. But now her students were wounded warriors, PTSD veterans, struggling heroes. Today, Lisa told her latest class, will practice tree pose. Not just balance. Life balance. Mental balance. Emotional balance. Each student's story was different. But they were all seeking the same thing, peace after war. Remember, Lisa concluded, a true warrior knows when to fight and when to find peace. Yoga teaches you both. At the end of the class session, a veteran approached. Instructor Lisa, before your class I couldn't sleep. Nightmares, anxiety, anger. Now, peace. Lisa smiled. This was happening every day. Because Lisa Chen proved that sometimes the most powerful weapon is inner peace. And sometimes the deadliest warrior is the most peaceful person. Sitting in lotus position on her yoga mat, Lisa watched the sunset. Her warrior journey was complete. But every day new warriors came seeking healing. And Lisa was ready to show them the path, from war to peace, from chaos to calm, from broken to whole. Through the mindful warrior way. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button. If you love stories where mindfulness meets combat arts and powerful transformations, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Tell us in the comments, have you ever experienced combining different disciplines like Lisa? Don't forget to check out our playlist for more powerful transformation stories. In our next video, we'll tell the story of how a fake librarian turned out to be a real FBI profiler.